Breaking news tonight, a Malaysia Airlines flight
MH370
Flight MH370
disappeared en route to Beijing.
Flight MH370 ended in the southern Indian Ocean.
Hello friends, 8 March 2014 at 12:42 in the morning, Malaysian Airlines flight MH370 took off from Kuala Lumpur. This flight was headed to Beijing. There were 227 passengers on this flight. 10 passengers on this plane. Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, 57 years old and one of the senior-most captains in Malaysian Airlines. Highly experienced. Other pilot, First Officer Farid Hamid, 27 years old. It was a training flight for him. After completing this flight, he would have been fully certified to become a pilot. This flight flies in the correct direction for about 20 minutes. But at 1:08 in the morning, this flight crossed the Malaysian coastline and reached above the South China Sea in the direction of Vietnam. Zahari reported that the plane was at 35,000 feet. Everything was running normally. About 11 minutes later, the airplane entered the jurisdiction of the Vietnamese air traffic. That's when the air traffic of Kuala Lumpur radio said, MH370, contact Ho Chi Minh, good night. Captain Zahari replied, good night Malaysia 370. Everything sounds so normal, but these words by Captain Zahari were the last words from this flight. The Malaysian Airlines flight disappeared. Vietnam Air Traffic Control saw that the MH370 entered the airspace but disappeared from the radar. They tried to communicate but failed. Generally, in this situation, Kuala Lumpur's Aeronautical Rescue Coordination Center should have been notified within 1 hour, but 4 hours had been passed. It was 6:32 a.m. This was the time by when the airplane should have been landed in Beijing, but it did not. Investigation 1. They thought that when the satellite received the communication, the satellite would have moved the antenna towards the direction of the plane. So they took the angle of the antenna of the satellite to measure it and make calculations upon it. Estimated the location of the plane. The exact location could not be determined with the help of satellite, but it could be used to estimate that this circle that you see in the white color, the plane could be anywhere within this circle. When it tried to communicate with the satellite, the plane tried to establish communication with the satellite 7 times. That's why you see 7 different circles in white color. They are known as satellite handshakes. Every circle shows the time when the plane tried to communicate with the satellite. The last circle here, the 7th circle, shows the latest time when the plane tried to communicate with the satellite. The last point where this plane could have been, and it was really surprising because this circle was huge. It covers a lot of areas from Kazakhstan, China, Indonesia to Australia and covering a vast ocean. The plane could be anywhere in the last circle or perhaps further than this. After this, the investigations did more calculations with the speed of the plane, the remaining fuel in the plane, and then estimated the plane could be in the shaded area of the circle. On this arc of the circle, it was famously called the 7th arc. This 7th arc is 2,000 kilometers west of Australia and occupies a large expanse of area. It was in such a part of the ocean that hasn't been explored much. On this map, you can see the location of the satellite that was used for the prediction. The outermost yellow dotted circle that you see is the range till which the plane could travel with its fuel. Investigation number 2. For weeks, months, and even years, they tried to look for the plane, but it did not find anything. 3 years later, and after spending $160 million, they called off this operation, and this case was deemed a failure. But there were one piece of good news amidst all of this. In July 2015, the first piece of debris was found from this plane. Now, I would like to show you all the interviews of Richard Godfrey, a retired aerospace engineer, where he claims that he had found the secrets of this mystery. He did his calculations using some radio wave technologies.
Richard Godfrey combined data from British Inmarsat satellites, figures from Boeing, Australian oceanographers, and new WhisperNet amateur radio wave technology.
I've been tracking back through the data, and out of that tracking MH370, I'm sure they will be able to find the act.
There are many theories on this topic, but nobody has found any relevant theory till now.